So let's get into it. Wow, that was just...
That was the one.
This is the start. That's the Saliette right there.
G'day and welcome to the MacPack Podcast.
We're back.
My name's Jamie Kenner and to my left this week in order of the biggest Billie Eilish fan on the panel, it's my little brother Joe. How are you, job boy?
Jake, I am happier than ever because I went to see Billie Eilish last week.
And tomorrow coming in 6'1", as he does each and every week, is the baby brother of the pack, who we call Junior Boy. Junior Boy, how are you?
I'm not the biggest Billie Eilish fan, so I guess that makes me a bad guy.
Lovely.
I rate it. Nice. Boys, heaps to shout out on this week's episode of the podcast. Joey, it was your 24th birthday.
Hell yeah.
Happy birthday, Joey. Riley, you basically shot a whole feature film at our house last week without anyone really knowing.
A feature or a short, either or, but it was epic as.
Which is rather incredible. Paper cups have now replaced plastic cups
Controversial.
What's happening?
across WA. Plus, we chat about fish and chips because I made a return back home last week. It's a massive app, so let's get into it. Boys.
Brother Mingo.
How are we all? Are we all well?
Happy birthday, Joey.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to
us.
Oh, yeah, it
2
is.
years on the MacPack.
We've done it. 2
You.
years-ish.
Actually, 2 years. 2 years ago, the other day.
2 years ago, we were born. We were conceived. The MacPack Podcast was conceived.
Episode 1.
It was, yeah.
Don't listen to that shit.
Yeah, run it back.
No, it's pretty good.
I think it's got a good story by me.
It had pretty good structure considering it was the first app.
We had a lot of segments. So I think we ran like 8 different segments in the first half, and it still came out at like 40 minutes.
There you go.
It was a quick fire.
I
Quality
do
over
miss some
quantity.
of those shorter segments, you know.
Yeah, well, we can cut a few of yours.
No.
Congratulations on 2 years.
Yes, we've had some.
And congratulations on 24 years.
24 years, yes, I know. It's funny because we said this when we did episode 100. We were like, yeah, the 2-year anniversary is just around the corner.
Yeah.
Episode 100 feels like a bigger deal.
Does. No, that's
'Cause
fair.
we had
Rather
balloons.
than 107, it does.
107, yeah, I know.
It's weird. How's it worked out that way?
Not
No one
sure.
knows.
No one do the math.
What'd you get up to this week, Joey? The
This-
birthday week.
Birthday week was pretty chill. Although last week I went to a big concert down
Oh.
at REC Arena. Went to see Billie Eilish.
Nice.
Ooh.
It was the last show of her, her world tour.
Congrats.
Yeah, huge.
So it was in REC. It was a pretty good time. A lot of people down there. I didn't realize that she was as big as she is. Like she's pretty.
Oh, she's pretty tall.
Huh?
She's pretty tall.
Pretty tall. No,
Yeah.
not that tall, but no.
Oh,
popular.
fat. She's a fat one.
No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
no.
Sorry.
Yeah, she's like. I guess like the kids love her. The kids love her.
And you're one of those kids.
So do I. Yeah, I love her. I love a few songs.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it was really-
Favorite top 3 Billie Eilish tunes, and
Um,
sing them for us.
Top 3, mine would be Party Favor.
No one knows.
It's like
Yeah, no.
the
Don't
like
explain. Don't
Party
explain
Favor.
yourself.
I like
it's a song.
Yeah,
I
so
like-
She sings
it.
it, and
she
then
sings the song. Yeah,
she does a bit of music.
it's one of the ones where she's got like the ukulele. I think.
Alright, second
I like that
favorite.
song. Second favorite is when the party's over.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Another
that
party theme song. Bit of a party guy.
Also known as "Shut Up, You Don't Have to Go Home, But You Can't Stay Here."
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
And then my latest favorite, which wasn't really a big favorite of mine, but it was after the show, is Happier Than Ever, the one I made
That's a tune.
that joke about on the intro. I was at the concert, and then so she had just played Bad Guy.
Which one's the one that I like? The one that's Elvis Presley.
Haley's Comment.
Yeah, did you play that?
She played that. She played
Yeah,
a lot of songs. Very
yeah, she
famous,
Did you tell
yeah.
everyone?
Did Elvis get
Yeah.
up there as well?
Did she
Elvis
give any
was there.
credits?
Yeah, a hologram of Elvis was there.
Was anyone giving you the look like, oh yeah, that's right?
Oh,
Yeah,
I remember that.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Remember that?
no, she wasn't giving me the look. No, but yeah, this Happier Than Ever song comes on. She
Yeah.
just played Bad Guy, which I thought she was going to close with because I had a peek at the old setlist FM. So she played Bad Guy, and then I was like, oh, cool. This is like, she's wrapping up, you know. It's one of the big songs. Won the Hot 100 or whatever. And then she started playing this other song, and it was like a nice little, like,
Oh yeah.
mellow guitar song or whatever. And I was like, oh, this is nice. Like, I don't know this one personally, but it's pretty nice. And then she got up to, like, the bridge, and then turned into a TikTok song that I heard on TikTok. And I was like, oh, this shit slaps.
Yeah.
But I really felt like a
really
fake.
good song though.
I felt like a fake fan because, like, I only knew the TikTok bit.
Oh, is it an original?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's a real song, and they just clipped it for TikTok. She didn't make it for TikTok. She
Yeah,
didn't
no,
make
yeah,
15
but I think
seconds.
that's sort of the thing now. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
just like so many songs, you're like, oh, I know this from TikTok. I didn't even really know it was her singing it.
Yeah, like at Listen Out, it was like the Doja Cat song from Central C. It's like everyone sings the good
The
part.
TikTok bit,
And then everyone's like,
damn, good.
bobbing their head. Yeah, oh, that
good
part was
7
cool.
But I gotta say, the highlight of the concert, although Billie was great and her brother Phineas also great.
Phineas, I know those.
Phineas is really cool, yeah.
Phineas is a funny guy.
And Ferb?
Ferb.
Good.
Yeah, Ferb was also. No, but yeah, Billie was like, she's on the stage. She has one of those ones where it's like got the platform so you can like walk out into the crowd.
The Traverse stage, yes.
Yeah. So she walks out, and we're watching it on the big screen because now she's like out in the corner, and then I see there's like she's out there and she does a bit of like, oh, lean in, like give the crowd a bit of like
lean in. Come on, not too close. I don't want to touch you, but
give the crowd a bit of like,
I'll make it
hey,
look like I'm touching.
how's it going? But the crowd didn't touch her. And do you know why? Because the security guard was there holding her back.
Fair enough.
And then I see a glimpse of her face in the security guard, and I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell? It was only for a little split second, but I look at it and I was like, huh? And then because I was with Kira at the concert, and I turned to her, and then she goes, was that Big Ed?
Big Ed.
Big Ed. Big Ed was there.
Go Big Ed.
He always finds his way into.
He does, the cheeky devil. He was telling me actually before the show, this was afterwards, I found out from Joe texting me. I was like, mate, were you at the big BE concert? And he was like, yeah, I was at the big BE concert. And he said before the show, she was giving all the security. I'm sure there's like hundreds of security guards, but like at least like 20 odd around the stage. And apparently she was giving them all like a talk saying, at this point in the show, this usually happens. This is where I interact with the fans, Sometimes people get a bit crazy over
Excited,
this part, yeah. And just look out for all this and stuff. And then apparently, like, all the seckies are like big boys, just like, yeah. They don't listen to Billie. But I think Eddie does a little bit. And as she was walking past him after the conversation she had with the group,
Fanboy Ed.
Eddie said he was nervous as fuck, but he said he was going to do it. And he said to her, he was like, oh, good luck out there, Billie, you're going to kill it.
Oh.
And she turned around. Apparently she was like quite taken aback. She was like, oh, thank you.
Thanks, Big Ed.
Because I doubt many seckies are wishing her luck. And later on in the show, as Joe just mentioned,
Duet. They did a duet.
He wishes. She grabbed his shoulders
Oh boy.
and leaned over him to reach the fans. She used him as a beacon to reach the fans. So Eddie was very proud of that moment. And so there's actually a moment during the show where, because, Billie, some of our shows, they touch the heart, they touch the soul.
Yep.
And Eddie said he got a bit emotional over one song.
Yeah, there was a bit. So
Security guard crying. Eddie crying up in here.
After the show finished, me and Kira went up. We talked to Ed because like everyone's sort of clearing out and we could spot him. And we were like, oh, it's like, and people were going pretty crazy because after.
Yeah, they would have been. He was signing autographs and everything.
After the show finished, she did like a lap sort of around the front of the stage.
A victory.
And was like high fiving.
Like she just won the premiership.
Yeah. She was like high fiving, like hugging people and stuff in the crowd. And then like a lot of the like, mainly like younger, like teenage girls, whatever. A lot of them were like crying and stuff because like, I don't know, they're probably like,
So
love
overwhelmed.
Billie and they, got to like interact with her or whatever. And I was a bit like, cheers. I like, she's like pretty big deal. Like a lot of people were crying. And then I said this to Ed and Ed was like, yeah, I teared up during the show. Yeah.
It was funny. I was at the gym with him a few nights afterwards, and he was showing me. I was just talking to him about the whole thing. And he was like, "Yeah, it's freaking crazy. I'm a massive fan of Billie now. Like we were doing PRs on the bench, And he was showing me. He was like, I'm listening to Happier Than Ever. Like that's my shit right now. That's my tune. And then he showed me his background, and it's like obviously they have like a lot of professional photographers there, and it's a photo of Billie like on stage mid-song, and he's in the corner.
Can we get that photo?
Oh, we will.
Surely
yes,
we get that photo. That's hilarious.
That's his background now. Yeah.
I love that from Ed. What a moment. So he's obviously, is he a RAC? Security guard now.
I don't know. Yeah.
We have to get Ed on. Ed might be our next
I
guest.
think the way it works is there's security companies that work for a lot of venues.
Yeah.
So they got, they're always
This
the
could
best.
be the start
he
of.
said he's very keen to start doing more live shows because he says much better than standing outside of metros on a Saturday night.
I find that hard to believe.
And then he said there's actually a UFC event being held in Perth for the first time in 4 years, and he was like,
Wildcard entry.
he was like, fuck, I want to
Security guard.
If I can get down the front, because they're $500 tickets to sit up in the back row. So he was like, if I can get a fucking gig doing that, standing there, watch the Bills play.
You make your money worth at a UFC crowd. Imagine they're pretty big dudes watching the game, or the fight,
the game,
the rounds. Or
I like it. That's
sports.
Exciting for Ed.
That's just very cool.
Yeah, so
Ed's building a profile of his own.
He is. He's getting recognised.
We like that. Ed's coming on the pod.
Go
It's
ahead.
coming on the pod. Heard it here first. It's coming on the pod.
So that was last week, but then this week I turned 24
Congratulations,
on Sunday,
Joe.
which is of course a callback to our first ever episode, which we discussed my birthday.
Yep.
So it's kind of a.
There are a few people that said you wouldn't make it, so you proved them wrong.
I was touch and go for a second there, but we made it. Pulled through, yes.
Congratulations,
Yes.
man. You've had some big birthdays over the journey.
Yep. A lot of classic. I say I'm a party guy, and I like to party.
Hey, what are you,
always.
24?
24, yep.
Okay.
So,
So it was 21 when you were out here with everyone.
yep, at my
That's like
21st.
a long
yeah.
time ago. That's flown.
That is, that's fucked. That.
That's 3 years ago.
Yeah, no, it's
That's
time
impressive.
flies, yeah.
We need to have another big birthday. How old are you?
Yeah, I love parties. If you can tell.
Maybe we'll have a big Christmas do here.
I reckon we should invite all the fans of the show.
Big one.
Good. Your parties used to be. I used to really enjoy your parties. You used to have a lot of sleepovers.
Yeah,
when-
sleepover party
When you were like,
is
what?
goated.
Probably late primary school, early high school. A lot of sleepovers.
Yeah, because my birthday usually fell.
It's always in that third holiday
Yeah,
semester
it's in the
period.
holidays. Yeah, holiday birthdays. You know,
Lucky.
it's everyone's cutting loose.
Yeah.
We're not at school. We don't have our old year 6 teacher on our back. We can riff it. We can, go wild.
You can
Yeah.
snort WizFizz.
Yeah, yeah, snorting.
Yeah, I
whiskey.
remember Cause
You used to have heaps of mates.
there's
over.
something different about well, obviously if you have siblings, you'll get this. If you have siblings that you're close to, you'll get this. Like, obviously when you have your own party, it's fun. But when your brothers have a party, it's even more fun.
Yeah, because there's no
There's no pressure.
You
There's no
can
status
also just
quo.
fuck off and do whatever you want for a bit. It's not
Yeah.
rude.
Yeah.
You just come for the highlights.
Yeah, yeah.
You come for the spotlight. You come for the epic dinners.
One thing
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
think about
That's a good point.
Yeah.
sleepovers are funny because I gotta say sleepover probably the best hangout as a
Oh,
kid
For sure.
Yeah.
I legit want to have one now that I'm thinking about it.
but that's the thing.
Are we doing a MacPack sleepover? Is that what we're doing?
But then,
You don't have sleepovers now.
and
You might crash at your mate's house.
I've only, I think I've had one friend sleep here in the last, many years that we've lived here. And it was Kate a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I think the only friend
And we
I
were naked in bed. It was good fun. Shit.
They're not what they used to be.
No, not at all.
They're better.
because when you're a kid, you have a sleepover and that's the whole event. You stay up late, you watch a movie, you play video games or whatever.
It's like a proper 24-hour event.
But now, whenever someone has a sleepover, it's big night out. You're both fucked. And you're
You just want to go
I'm not
home.
getting Uber home. I'm gonna sleep on the
yeah,
couch.
I'm just.
And then
bummed
you
out.
wake up and you're like, just get me home.
Yeah,
But back then it was fuck, mum's coming.
pancakes.
Mum's coming at 11 a.m.
Yeah, quickly, we'll get up early. We'll put SpongeBob on. We'll get the pancakes and the leftover pizza from last night. Fuck it, there's still chocolate cake. Shit, yeah, I'll have that at
I
9 a.m.
remember-
Fucking oath I will.
Oh, yeah.
I'll jump in the pool. It's raining. I'll jump in the fucking pool, man. I
No.
got no issue with that.
Why
I
not?
remember, yeah.
You only live once. We're only at a sleepover once.
Facts.
I remember I was in year 6 or 7, and I pulled an all-nighter at a sleepover.
You cheeky dog.
And we just set up we played Grand Theft Auto on PlayStation 3, which is
fair
pretty
bit,
wild.
fair bit of kissing practice.
Yeah, a
with
lot
your
of
mates.
kids. A lot of we became pros after that. And it's just you're a kid and you see the sun come up and you're you're exhausted, but you're I don't want to be the one going to sleep. It just hits different.
You don't want to be anywhere else.
They're can you imagine? Yeah, you just don't invite people around for sleepovers anymore.
Nah. Are we saying you should? Maybe we're bringing it back. Imagine organising with the boys. Doesn't even have to be heaps of them.
But,
Just
even-
5 boys. Just be you know what? Fuck it. We're doing a sleepover and we're just going to go and order pizza.
But
And we just
Like
get
the
I
air
think it would be
mattress?
even cooler if it was sober. Because if I invited all my friends, I would be who's bringing, how much beers are we bringing?
That's a good
It'd
shout.
be even cooler if it was just
Yeah,
it's a sober
Diet
one.
Coke.
Yeah, you can only bring soft drink.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
lollies.
cordials.
Just a real conversation can be had.
That would be very, I don't know. I'd
You
feel
know
very
those 1 a.m.
uncomfortable.
chats you have?
Be very
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
I know.
shit,
Well,
man.
and me and my mates, what we used to do was,
Kiss?
obviously kiss, but we'd also do, on the DS.
Oh, yeah.
So one thing we'd always do is we'd do
Picto chat.
Picto chat, yeah,
Picto chat on the DS.
yeah, dude. Picto
You're laying
chat.
across from someone, but you're texting him. Dick
Yeah,
pics.
You're sexting.
Yeah,
You're drawing dick pics.
You're doing graphic images.
And they're funny.
Of
It was
course,
the
every
fucking
time.
peak of hilarity.
even we'd go, you have a sleepover, and I don't know, it might be the room set up. Maybe we can fit 2 kids in this room and 2 kids in another.
Oh,
bedroom.
yep.
And you're just picture chatting across the hall because you're meant to be asleep.
Yeah. And your top and tail, like on our couches, you could have one down this way and one down that end.
Oh yeah.
And then it'd just be a mattress. And I've never seen so many kids on a mattress before, but they all want to be on the mattress.
Yeah, everyone has their own sleeping bag. Like, when have you ever taken a sleeping bag to someone's house now?
That's so true.
Facts.
I love it. I think we're bringing back the sleepover. We might have a MacPack sleepover. How weird.
How fucking weird.
How bizarre. We used to tent. Do you remember we used to tent? We had the front. Here we go.
What, when you get up in the morning?
We used to have like a decent little front yard at the old place.
Yeah, fucking huge, man.
Do you reckon we'd be allowed to camp in the park across from our house?
No one's gonna stop you.
No one will stop you. Dad's parked his car there for about 4 years and no one stopped him. No, we should try. I'm sure someone would come over and tell us we shouldn't.
Not if you set up at like 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And you're out by.
It would be a
They
right
would
laugh.
probably, if someone saw that, probably like,
fucking vibes.
kids.
We used to have
Yeah.
some big tent ups at the old place, out the front yard,
yeah.
behind the gate. We'd get like at one point I think we had like
3 tents.
some big fucking tents. I had
Like 8
close to like 15 people come over once.
Yeah, and
too
It was
much.
2, yeah, it was
It's
full on. It
way
was
too
like
much.
this is like my whole class.
And there's always like beef.
oh
especially
no, we
like-
never had beef.
We'd always have like a little bit of beef. Like someone would be.
Someone would
beefing
have a fight.
Dad used to wheel the TV out and like we'd plug that in. It was like a full fucking thing.
Shit.
Gosh, the good old days, eh?
The good old days. Anyway, sleepover. MacPack sleepover coming soon.
Let's
Maybe. Alrighty, boys, it's time for one of our favorite segments here on the MacPack Podcast. It's one of the newer segments, but it's always good quality. Now, for those playing along at home, if you go to university, I suggest you tune in now.
Of course, it's time for Riley's Roundup. University's best. He's the rootinest, tootinest, uni shooting in the wild, wild west. That's right, boys. This year, or this semester, I'm enrolled in Screen 201.
Whoa.
This
Have you guys ever taken Screen 201?
I can't say that I have, Professor.
No,
Didn't
no,
do
not
that
familiar
in
with
my
that.
marketing degree. What about you and your
No, not
actuary?
at Curtin. No, I didn't do that milk.
Well, Screen 201 suggests that we all make a short film
Oh,
at some point along the
how
way.
strong is the suggestion?
Very, very, very strong.
Almost like it's part of the
Curriculum?
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
what a-
guess you could call it
They're
something
my
like that.
favorite types of suggestions.
So, luckily enough, I got put in a group with some very, very talented people.
Shout out to them.
And I was offered the role
Well,
of,
why were that group of people here on Tuesday then?
I was offered the role of the soundy.
Yeah, you
I'm the guy who holds the freaking boomy.
The
I'm-
boom
I'm
guy.
the boom mic.
boom.
I'll give you a quick
Here
rundown
comes the boom.
of what a film team has, right?
Okay. You got point
So
guard.
obviously you got the big man at the top, or the big woman at the top, the writer and director. Sometimes
Nice.
different people. This one was the same person, my boy Dill.
Yep.
Shout out my boy Dill. He
Shout out
wrote
to
and directed
Dill.
this film. L Plates it was called. It's a great movie, guys. You should go and watch it.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, and then we've got the producer, the big boss. Then we got production designer, editor. You know, the whole gang. The whole gang's there. The
Yep.
DOP. Yes, but we had we had 6 people in our group, but we got 25 people to come down on the first day
That's a couple.
because we're not fucking around. You know, we got a big production team. We got a lot of people who want to help out.
Yep.
And one of the people that helped out is referred to as the first assistant director.
Yeah, the first AD.
Yes, first AD.
People in the know would know.
Yes, they're usually the boss of the set. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the director's kind of in charge of the creativity and the dealing with the actors, but the first AD gets fit going. you know?
Nice.
They're the ones screaming, "We need to be doing this take in 30 seconds."
So you in here.
Sound set is camera set, actor set, go.
Yeah, they're like the director of the whip.
Percocet.
Like,
Basically, yeah.
Harley Percocet.
And at times they can get quite angry, I guess you could say. They
Good.
get a lot of stress bears on them because
Yep.
if we run long, everyone gets angry, but it's kind of everyone's fault, but it's blamed on
the first AD.
first AD, yes. And on this day we had a first AD who, lovely guy, but obviously there is pressure among everyone on the team to be performing very fastly,
Quickly, yep.
quickly, and very effectively to make the best film we can. And lucky enough from mum and dad, they said we could shoot the film here.
Yeah,
Yep.
depends who you ask, but yeah, we'll go with that.
So we could shoot the film here, and we used the Porsche in one of the shots. It was a few of the shots.
Lovely, lovely.
But yeah, so this was the set. This was the MacPack house was the set of the film.
There you go.
And so it's pretty cool. It was a bit easier for me. I didn't have to travel to set.
You're still late though here on every day.
a lot of people were like coming down from Mandurah, so they're driving an hour to get here. Like,
Yeah,
so it worked out quite well for me. I was very lucky, and we have 3, pretty large spaces in which we can, separate everything. So equipment's in this room, actors chill out here. We also have 3 toilets, which was very, very.
Oh
cool.
yeah, true.
Oh,
We were talking about this before.
So we had the
Flex on them.
outside toilet for the crew.
Inside toilet for the talent.
Inside toilet, yes, for the talent, and I think
Mum and dad's toilet for
some
you.
cheeky crew snuck in.
Oh.
Probably.
Did you actually say that crew weren't allowed to go?
No, I didn't. Actually, never told anyone about anything. They just kind of did their thing.
Just shitting wherever they wanted.
Just look in the garden.
And
I found one in my room.
and then we'll obviously had to reserve mum and dad's. Yours, Drew.
Oh, is that you?
For the soundy.
For the big privilege.
The soundy gets his own fucking toilet.
Yeah, you gotta do Face ID to get in that one.
Yeah. I've got a few funny things about toilets. But first of all, obviously we have one pet now. The cat.
The cat. Shout out to the cat. He's a big listener.
Pussy is scared. The puss is scared of people though.
He is.
And I remember mum telling me and dad were like giving me a very stern word the day before they came to be like, take care of this cat while there's 25 random C words here. They're walking in and out the house, got through the front door. Like, they're moving around the whole. Like the most movement in the house was in this last week, right? And so I'm at home. Then I open the door when everyone gets here.
Yeah.
And then I'm chilling at the front with them, and then I walk in with everyone, and then I'm like, okay, mum's door's in the toilet is closed. So I was like, okay, the cat's probably in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then a few hours went by, and was looking for the cat. Cat went walkabout, lost him. He hid every single day. We're doing like 10-hour days. The cat was hiding.
He's pretty good
Does
at
love
that.
a hide when there's guests.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking impressive. And that's another funny story about the cat. He survived. He had a pretty rough time, but he survived. But back on these toilets. So obviously, I did a 3-point mic setup. So I obviously have the boom mic over the top of the camera,
Obviously, yeah.
picking up dialogue and like wilds from the scene. And then also have 2 lapel mics put into the main 2 actors doing dialogue during the scene. So luckily most of them were, for my case, most of them were male actors, so it was a bit less awkward. When you're putting the mic on their chest, and then yeah. Anyway, but then so
Why is
it's
it?
all plugged. Usually, shut up. So obviously they have a mic pack on them that they hide in their costume.
Yeah.
And then they've got the wire running through underneath their shirt. And then I've got the receiver in my kit that hangs off the side of my body. And it's this big, kind of like this thing that we've got in the middle of the podcast.
The
here, if you've ever
Roadcaster.
seen the visuals. It's kind of like that, but it's in a little pouch on the side of my body.
Okay.
And so it all runs through there. And I can hear everything 24/7.
Nice.
So
You're like God.
for example, one of the main actors
Like Santa.
smokes a lot. So he kept going out to smoke, and when Dad got home from work, he was on his laptop outside, out the front, doing work out there.
Okay.
So there was like times where I'm having a conversation with the director about the scene and stuff, but I'm also listening to Dad and one of the leads having a chat out the front, and they were talking about me at times. So I'm listening to everything, and then a bit of cheeky flirting on set as well.
Between Dad and the guy.
No. I won't name who, but there are some other people on the set that there's a cheeky bit of flirting going on, and I can hear it all through the thing. And I was talking to because me and the director are like good mates. I was like, wait, listen to this. I gave him the headphones, and he was like, right, it's so naughty. Anyway, but one thing that I didn't notice, there was like one time I was like, it was a really loud it was like reverberating. It was really loud. It was a bit of an echo. And I was like, what is that? What can I hear right now? So I clicked on one of the lapels, and I turned it up. One of the lead actors, just taking a piss.
And humming.
No, but I can just hear it all through my earphones.
Nice.
And so I had to turn that one off. So that was just a cheeky thing that was going on with me. But there was one big mishap that happened to me. Obviously, I told you earlier, the first AD's on everyone's ass.
Yep.
And this morning I woke up only like 15 minutes. Oh, no, I woke up like an hour before everyone got there. But I was setting up all my stuff, getting ready for everything. And then around like 15 minutes before, I just had a breather, got some water. And then everyone rocked up. And I was like, all right, cool. Open the door. But I didn't take my morning poo.
Oh.
No.
And I was like,
You
oh,
hate to see
shit. Like,
it.
we're scheduled today from like 8 till 6. It's going to be a rough one, all right?
And you need 2 hours for that morning.
I was like, it's going to be a roughie. To, go through the whole day without doing a poo. And then, I set up all my sound stuff. I was like, all right, I can duck away now. And so, obviously, we put all the equipment in these 2 rooms. One of them's my bedroom, and there's a spare bedroom right next to each other. That's where everyone's walking in and out of all day.
Yeah.
That's where all the equipment is.
Spare bedroom is my room.
So I duck away to
you don't live here.
I duck away to mum and dad's toilet, which is down the hall,
Must be
to
nice.
do a poo. But I'm like, I gotta be quick about this because first AD is gonna be calling me. I gotta be on set. Yeah, this all happening. I'm like, all right, I gotta go do a big old turd. I haven't told anyone about this, and a lot of them found out about the podcast. Were asking a lot of things about the podcast on set. So hopefully, we might have some extra listeners, boys, and hopefully they're listeners to this. And
Nice.
if you are listening to this story and you hear this very embarrassing part that's about to happen, let me know so I know the status quo next time we see each other. Anyway, so I was like, all right, gotta duck away to do a poo, and I'm pretty good at quick poos. Can get them in and out 60 seconds. They're gone in 60 seconds. I can do it very quick. So I sit down, pull, your normal proceedings, pull everything down, start going. But obviously, I didn't pull the pants down to the feet. Do you guys do that? Or are you a knee guy? Above the knee, below the knee?
I'm not all the way down. Yeah. If I'm in it for the,
If I'm in it for the long haul, it'll be down. But if I'm doing a quickie, we don't have that kind of.
Oh, this is at the urinal, yeah. Oh,
we don't have that kind of time. So I duck away when no one's watching to mum and dad's room, pull the pants down to just above the knee, and I'm doing turds. And I'm going plop, 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 plop. And obviously, I don't know if any of you are familiar.
Machine.
I don't know if any of you are familiar with the anal track, but when you're shitting, the shit pushes up against the bladder, thus making you pee. So this is why you pee every time you shit, because it's pushing against the bladder and it's forcing it out.
I didn't know we were getting this visual.
So
I
I'm pissing
apologize on
and
behalf of the MacPack.
So I'm shitting, right, and pissing, and my pants are only like a little bit down to my knees, and I'm like just in the zone, going, squeezing everything out, just everything as quick as I can, and then I feel wetness around my ankles.
You pissed yourself.
Everywhere.
You pissed yourself.
Fucking everywhere.
You pissed. You pissed all
over, like fucking everywhere.
That's a 20-year-old man just pissing himself.
So I felt it. I felt it in my ankles, which meant like it was gone for a long time before I noticed.
Where was your?
Well, cock was on seat. You know how it like kind of flops on the seat sometimes.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't feel it. So I was so focused on squeezing everything out. Cock was on seat, and I was just pissing.
And you were fully reclined, right?
Everywhere. I was just pissing everywhere.
Yeah,
and I was like, and I felt it on my ankles, in my socks. And that's how I was like, why are my socks wet? And I looked down, and I just saw piss everywhere. I was like,
such a vibe.
I was like, the first AD is not going to be happy with me.
And what do you do in that position?
Well, that's the thing.
Did you clean the bathroom?
Here's the sticky
It's
situation.
such a weird thing for a sober bloke to do at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Here's the sticky
So
situation.
piss himself.
Can you imagine if you had someone else's house?
That's such a good point. You are lucky you were here, because if you're
Fucking
at Kathy's place, you can't just borrow Kathy's undies and stroll on out. Go, it's a bit of a mishap in there. Go. Your seat's a bit. Your seat's a bit big.
Yeah. I think that if you did do that at someone else's house, I reckon you'd have to be like.
You're excused from set.
No, I reckon you'd have to do something like. If it was me and I'd pissed myself and I was at someone else's house, I'd be like, all right, what I'm going to do is like flush or whatever, and then I'm going to open the toilet up and just sit down and be like,
Not fall in it.
be like, the seat wasn't up. I just slipped. Like, that's like stupid, but
You've got to do
it's
it.
like,
You already flushed. I'd walk in and be like, so you flushed and then decide to plonk back down.
well, I'm hoping there's not going to be someone like ear up against the door.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I'm doing this, right? And it's at this point I'm like, oh, God.
Is it early? It's like
Yeah, it's
9
only
o'clock.
9:30.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
actors are walking in the doors as well. We're shooting at 10. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, this is fucked. And I've been helping out on... I did a few other films
Which
before
day
this.
was this?
And this was all at other locations. So I'm lucky. I'm very lucky. This is day one.
Before we make impressions.
Before we've even fucking said action, this is happening. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Only to me as well. And then hopefully...
Oh, yeah, that was all we know.
And so, I've pissed my pants. I finished wiping. It was a quick wipe. Got it all done though. And then I stand up and I'm like... See, I pull these pants up and I'm rubbing the piss more over my
Yeah,
body.
good. Getting a nice spread going.
And then
Surely
I'm like,
you gotta have a shower.
And I'm like, all right,
But to
luckily,
get to his room,
I mean-
it's like down the 2 hallways where everyone is walking.
it's like a 10-meter walk where everyone's walking. I'm wearing black pants. Very lucky. So, but I'm in Dad's room, like the ensuite. So I'm like, all right, I can sneak into Dad's closet. Dad's got some very big clothes, but I might be able to get away with it. And I legit opened his jock drawer and I was like,
Well, you
you know,
can't wear Dad's.
I pulled up his jocks and I was like,
How many of us are going in here?
I was like, this has to be a plan B. I've got to have something else.
Can you double wrap?
And I've been like, oh, I can't. Now that I'm thinking about it, someone must have seen me throughout this. Anyway, so then I'm like, all right, I'm just going to be quick, go to my room, grab my other black pair of trackies,
And
fresh jocks, fresh socks, same shoes, same tee,
Wait, and at
and
this
get
point,
Are you
changed.
gonna wipe it down though?
wait,
Oh,
did
yeah.
you say you didn't want to pull it up because you didn't want to wipe?
Yeah.
So you
No. I didn't want
it's up,
to. I
it's
didn't want
up.
to pull it up
Okay,
because I didn't want to rub the piss even more up my
Yeah,
ass.
that's fair.
But you did pull it
I
up.
So
have
you're
to.
running around nude.
No. I pulled it up.
Oh, okay.
I
Ass.
thought you could be doing
So
like
I've got piss
a,
everywhere.
like a Winnie the Pooh type. You know? Just shirt, you know?
All right, guys, just leave your shoes and your pants at the door and just come through.
It really frees me up, you know?
Anyway, and then yeah, so I run to my like a quick walk to my room, grab my shit, and then I say like I'm gonna go back to the mum and dad's room. That's kind of my point of like no entry for anyone else.
Yeah.
I ducked away. It all happened so fast. I can barely remember if anyone's seen me or talked to me during this time. I don't think so. But then I get there, wet some fucking paper towels, quick once over, walk back to my room. No, I've changed. I just left all my piss clothes in mum and dad's bathtub. I was like,
Are they still there?
no, I got rid of them at the end of the day. But then I was like, walked out and then someone started talking to me. And I'm like, I'm
They were
very...
there for the whole day.
Fermenting.
And I walked out.
Do they know about this?
Yeah. Oh, no. I walked out. I walked out and someone started talking to me. Like one of my sound assistants started talking to me. And I was like, I'm very sick during this shoot as well.
You are, yeah, you
So
are.
I can't smell anything. And I'm like, fuck, I don't know.
One of the lucky ones.
I don't know. I don't know how we're looking, how we're smelling down there. I was like, oh.
I guess.
Anyway, so I ushered him off. I got rid of him. And I have this $200 bottle of
Massage.
Dior Sauvage Edor Parfum. So it's like one of the real strong ones. Spritz that all down my fucking backside. And we got away with it.
So you had piss on you the whole day.
Yeah,
no.
Remnants.
Yeah,
But yes, good shoot.
Great shit.
Didn't get called out. Called myself out. But this is a test to everyone who said they're going to listen.
Oh, there you go.
So if
We
you
like
are
that.
listening, come see me.
So normally
Tell
Riley's Roundup has like a bit of a moral of the
Lesson?
story. You get a little bit of a tidbit,
Well,
and then you
this
get a
is-
story
It's a bit of a don't rush.
that has a lesson.
It's like sometimes when you rush, you stuff up.
Yeah.
Slow down and enjoy the ride.
Alrighty, boys. Summer's basically here. He says with three of us wearing thick woolen jumpers.
Please.
We were at the cricket yesterday. We were at the cricket yesterday. We did cricket a bit on the weekend.
And if you want to listen to that, we were at the cricket. It'll be out on Spotify on Friday.
Very exciting times. We were back at the cricket. We were back at Optus Stadium. Absolutely delightful.
Great.
Loved it.
We're living it up.
And then it dawned on me, I received an email from Optus Stadium on, must have been like Friday afternoon.
Yep.
These
They're
are
in the
our
DM.
these are our new cups.
Hmm.
And I thought that was going to be the start of a completely different email thread, but it was not. It was a paper cup specific email thread.
Yeah.
Riley gets it.
Do you get it, Joey?
Boobs. It was about boobs. It was about boobs. But it wasn't. It was actually about the paper cups and the plastic cup controversy.
Which intrigued
What
you
is it?
even more.
What is the controversy? For those not versed.
Much like the dinosaurs, the plastic cups are extinct.
They're gone. Gone skis, brother.
And the paper cups have come in to destroy the hopes and dreams of all the alcoholics that attend the cricket.
Out with the old and in with the new?
Don't like it.
What's the issue? What is the issue? We've trialed them now. What is the issue?
Foam. Foam gate.
Fluff
Too
gate.
much foam.
Foam gate, baby. It's like drinking a cappuccino.
And why do you think that is? Do you think it's because they can't see what's in there?
There's a few factors. I think the way that the beer is tumbling amongst the paper cup.
Yep.
Not good.
It's creating more
Secondly,
sizzle.
the legends are getting absolutely no feedback on whether or not
It's a good
they're
pour.
doing a good pour.
Yeah.
I must say this is probably the only time someone have ever had to have poured a beer, basically blind. For you to go to a bar, you see how it goes.
Yeah.
Even to the point where some bars will knock the foam off the top and go, all right, take that head off, we'll go again.
Yeah.
Give you top up because it's all about the ratio.
Yeah.
Perfect ratio.
Now these poor legends, not going to lie, most of them are quite young. The people who work at Optus Stadium,
Yep.
Yep.
pouring pints,
Yep.
they don't know what
They're not
they-
bartenders.
This is probably their first time pouring drinks.
Yeah, of course.
And now they're just putting them into paper cups. They can't see if it's 50-50. Tell you what, pretty close to 50-50 yesterday.
As an upcoming bar connoisseur, I found out something that you told me yesterday, Jake. What does the froth actually do in a beer?
Oh,
It serves a purpose.
Yeah, the froth gets all the bubbly stuff out. It's all like the fizz that sits in your stomach, the bloating and such.
Carbonation.
Yeah, the carbonation
Because
of
I
it gives
noticed,
it a bit of air.
I noticed I had a can of Matzo's and it was giving me heartburn. And Jake said, yeah, that's because of the
that would have been
mass
the
amount.
cocaine that he was taking, I reckon.
Yeah.
But
But that was the mass amount of bubbles that they get rid of in the perfect pour.
yeah, correct. Now, I had so many issues with it, but it doesn't look like the plastics are back ever again.
No.
Nah, they go.
I think
So sad.
also with
And then I
that,
found out there was a statewide, national-wide thing.
National-wide.
So you can't get them anywhere. I must
across
say that when
Australia.
we were in Melbourne,
Yep.
they went with the cans. There was no paper cups and there was
Mm-hmm.
no pouring shit. They just went, all right, you want a Carlton Draft? Bang, here's a can of Carlton Draft. I would much prefer the exact same thing from the team at Gage Roads and the team at Optus Stadium. Gage Roads, WA boys, they get it.
Of course.
I think this is our opportunity to tell them we want cans. We want
yeah.
cans at Optus Stadium.
Give us the cans.
Give us the cans.
They
man.
don't even make cans of most of their beers, though.
They make a
They
few,
do.
especially there's limited releases.
But not single fin. Not,
They used to.
Not pipe dream.
They used to.
they used to.
Oh.
Pipe Dream you can get in can. They do a lot of cans.
I never buy them.
So I'm very excited to see if they will take the opportunity by the horns because I don't think we can endure a whole summer of foamy soft cup beers.
No. Boys love cans.
Boys love cans.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. It's going across the whole spectrum, not just beers. Like Mum said, she got a nice coffee the other day, a frappe from McDonald's. You can't see the ratio because that goes from like drink to milk to fucking bubble. Oh,
Yeah.
The weird foam cream
Again,
they put on.
yeah,
Whipped
the-
cream.
Yeah. And I think also it
can't
might
see.
even be, so as you said, these people, they can't see what's in there, but it's also one of those things just like, you're getting away with it now.
Yeah.
You're not getting called out. It's like when we used to make coffees at the cinema. They were going into a little takeaway cup with a
lid.
With a lid on.
Yeah.
You make that bad boy as hot as you can, and they're going to be long gone before they're having a
You
drink.
should have seen the stuff that Joe used to put in his coffees before he put the lid on. Scary stuff. But yeah, I'm not a fan for it, and it's just following the trend, and I'm all for the environment.
I've got a different suggestion.
But there's now paper straws. They're doing my head in.
Paper straws fucking suck, and they always have.
They're doing the paper spoons, which give me the heebie-jeebies. I haven't been able to
Yeah.
buy a McFlurry for years.
Yeah, literally.
I've got a suggestion for the cans,
Okay.
for the cups,
Mm-hmm.
and this is something that they had at RAC. They have plastic cups.
Yep.
But they're a harder plastic.
Yep.
And they're stackable.
Yep.
And they're reusable.
Yep.
So they're made
To
to
what?
be. These are the ones that they use, and when the thing's over, if you take it
Oh
back,
yeah.
if you take it back, you get
They're those big things with the weird handles.
You get money back.
you get money back if you take them
I like that.
back up.
What
And
about, like-
also? They're also just like sturdy enough that if they are left there, they're not like. You have a little tiny plastic cup. It gets crushed. It gets whatever. But these are someone pick it up, put it in the washing machine or whatever.
I like that.
They
the
should,
washing machine.
Go
yeah,
around
even
again.
like like glasses at nightclubs, they're plastic more often than not. Like, those are perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
No one's like taking those home as well. Like
because they're
it's
not
a bit
good.
disgusting. Like you're only getting it to get the piss down.
That's a great. Yeah, I like that.
Because that's the thing. They're getting rid of single use.
Yeah, but you can
Which is
keep them
maybe
reusable.
Optus is going to invest in a bunch of these nice
I hope so.
plastics.
I hope so.
But they just
Need
haven't
to.
had the time.
I hope so.
But there's
Well,
one.
the cans. Just bring out the can. The cans are all recyclable.
but
Cans crush.
I always felt like when I
It's
was a kid,
it's how beer's meant to be drunk out of a can.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh,
It's not put them in a paper cup and pretend we're at Johnny's 6th birthday party, pushing cordial around.
And another thing with the like say coffee cups and stuff from Macca's, a lot of them they have a plastic lining on the inside, so you can't actually recycle them.
Yeah, it's making Joe very emotional. If you can hear him through the microphone, he's really tearing up.
But also like these beer ones we're having, and like the KFC one's really bad. I don't know if you've ever had the KFC ones yet. The KFC have like green ones. I got a freeze from there a week ago, and it was paper straw, paper cup. I literally went, didn't get it. Single thing, not one thing. I was literally out of breath. I was like, fuck, this is more useful in the bin. But, do you know what's always worked, boys, that no one's ever complained about with paper cups? Hungry Jack's and McDonald's. They do really, really good paper cups. They're of their post-mix.
Yeah, but I think that has that plastic lining.
Oh.
Which I'm
That
sure they're
gives it the
probably not
gloss.
allowed to do anymore. Soon they'll just put a Coke in a bag and go, there you go, Ledge. Better be quick with that. It's dripping.
What is this world?
I don't like it. I don't like the way that we're heading. I understand the environment is a very important aspect, but if someone paid, I would pay. I would happily pay for a plastic straw. I'd pay for a plastic spoon. I'd pay for my beer to come in a container where I'm actually getting beer and not cappuccino foam.
What I think about all of this is like, obviously doing stuff for the environment is good. We all agree with that.
Yep.
But I think
Not at the risk of my own health.
I think that a lot of this stuff, it's like they put it back on us, the consumer. Like, oh, you can't use the cups,
and we don't get a choice.
And even like they'll be like, oh, you can't use single-use plastic to sell to people or whatever.
Yeah.
But I bet those cups come
in the
wrapped
plastic.
in plastic.
Yeah. Well, we used to work at a corporation. The amount of plastic we would throw out was absolutely benign. Like every little thing that came wrapped, every little toy that you'd give out with a popcorn would come wrapped in like thick plastic.
All the food that they would get,
everything
frozen, wrapped in plastic.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's all just this stuff on like, oh, you need to make...
And it's a good look when you've got 20,000 people drinking out of paper cups. But it doesn't feel good. And I don't think anyone drinking it's going, fuck, I'm really enjoying the amount of shit that's lurgies just floating around in here. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Anyway, we asked the people of Perth this time. What do you guys reckon? Do you like the plastic cups or do you like the paper cups? 70% of people said they preferred plastic cups to paper cups.
What do you reckon about styrofoam?
No, you can't have styrofoam.
What am I? The doctors?
Styrofoam is also not recyclable either, is it? It's like well worse than plastic.
I don't know.
It's like a bonded.
I always wonder about this whole, like, obviously we don't use plastic because stuff's up the environment. But like deforestation is also a very big thing.
Yeah.
And that's here we go.
Trees, you can just grow them back.
Do it then.
Let's get some plastic trees up in this bitch.
Yeah.
Best responses from the gang.
Oh, the best responses we've got.
Yeah. Max Cavella, too much sogginess if you keep using the same paper cup throughout the night. Well, that's a great point. I don't recommend anyone use a paper cup more than 0.5 times.
We've got Sophie Jones has come in saying nothing wrong with the paper cup, much better for the environment. And
Taylor says she doesn't like the way that paper feels in her hands, which is exactly how I feel about the cardboard. What do you call it? Those fucking spoons. No, the spoons, man. That whatever material, it's like the wooden material. I've got goosebumps just talking about it. You know the stuff that the doctors used to put in the back of your tongue?
Yeah, like popsicles.
Yeah, look at the goosebumps that have just appeared on my arm every time.
Oh yeah.
I don't like it. I really don't like it. My favorite of all of them, it comes from Olivia Riley. She's hilarious. I must say, I reckon her hit rate at saying stuff that's funny enough to read out is honestly 95%.
She sits there for hours.
She's an absolute genius. She just goes with, and it's the perfect way to explain this whole situation. Nothing that is ever soggy is ever good.
Agreed.
Alrighty, boys, it's time for our favourite weekly segment. It is our only weekly segment. It's time for our Everyday Hero. Junior Boy, take it away.
So, obviously, on the film shoot for 4 days this week.
Yep.
We're back on the film shoot. Yeah, so this was the last day of shooting. No one caught up to the Peter debacle yet.
The Peter Bowl.
No, not at all.
The Peter file.
So this last day, we were shooting in Brentwood.
Yeah, in Brentwood.
in Brentwood, which is a suburb off one of the freeways in Perth.
Yep.
And so we get there 8 a.m. ish. We all get there at 9 a.m.
So not 8 a.m.
So we just lied.
Well, we get there at like 9. Talent gets there at 9:45. We start shooting at 10. So we got 45 minutes to set up.
Yeah.
I get there at 9, have a yarn with the boys, you know, because my stuff, I'm used to it by now. Pretty easy to set up. Just plug it all in, get it going.
Yeah.
Too easy.
No worries. So I plug it all up, get it going. It takes me like 15. And I'm like, oh, easy. If I can plug this in, go sit down, chat to
Yep.
the group, you know, just have a good time. And I'm like, fuck, this is a great cruisy morning. You know, it's the last day of the shoot. There's only 6 of us there this day compared to the 25 we had on Monday. So it was just like real easy, cruisy one.
Haven't pissed on yourself yet, so everyone's winning.
So I'm setting up my boat, having yarns with everyone. They're all setting up the cameras and stuff, getting all the shots ready. I'm blah, 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 plugging it all in. I'm like, oh, fuck, this is so easy. Like, everything's going so well for me this morning. And then I was like, oh, cool, just do a quick sound test. I test the boom, test the lapels, and just go to grab my headphones. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Where are those cheeky headies? Where are my cheeky headphones going? And I like looked around the car and I was like, oh, where are my cheeky headphones? And then, you know, like in movies when they go like, and they like suck back in moments in time.
Yeah.
And I was sitting here actually, and I was looking over at Taylor Rule from
Yeah.
the Seasons, the Seasons Festival.
You may remember him
And
from
he
last
was
week.
he was wearing those headphones, the cheeky devil, because we ran out of we didn't have 5 headphones. We never had 5 guests on the show before, so I only grabbed those ones because I know they were really good. I thought I'd give them to one of our guests, so I gave them to Tay, and I forgot, and I was sitting right over there.
Yeah,
And I was in
right.
Brentwood, and I was like, anyone happen to have any earphones on set? Because as the soundy, you know, you need to hear the sound. So I was
Paramount.
oh, fuck. And then the director's like, mate, come on.
You've got one
Come
job.
You're better than this, you know. Like,
You pissed on yourself on Tuesday. You forgot
Everyone
to-
knew. You smell.
you still smell like you haven't showered,
Yeah.
and you can't even hear the fucking shit. And he was like, mate, come on, you're better than this. And I was like, all right. Luckily, it's only 9:15. Talent is here in 30 minutes. I'll be back by the time they're here. No worries. And then I was in Brentwood, and there's an IGA up the road. So I was like, skirt around to the IGA. And I was like, walked into the IGA. I was like, I don't remember IGA ever selling headphones. The Independent Grocers Association doesn't tend to sell headphones. And Garden City's up there, but like, you know, you park anywhere in Garden City. It's like a 10-minute walk to the shop you're going.
Yeah.
10-minute back. I was like, I don't have time for that. I need to find them in Brentwood right now or very close.
Yeah.
So luckily, all my friends live around Brentwood. So I called up Amir, rung out, prick. Then he messaged me later. He was like, what happened? And I was like, don't worry. You used
You're dead to me.
Yeah, you're basically dead to me. Called up my boy, Max Cavella.
Maxi Cov.
Gov dog.
Maxie picked it up in a ring and was like, Riley, mate, I know you need me. What's going on? And I was like, we used to play video games together. I was like, do you have any set of headphones at all? The shittest or the best you can find. Do you have them? He was like, yes, mate, I've got them right here. I was like, you at home? He was like, I'm at home. I was like, I'll be there in 2 minutes. Went to his house.
Can I use
grabbed
your
him,
toilet as well? Because
I need to go.
I'm brewing.
Grabbed them. They're these really, really nice HyperX ones. Perfect, like elite.
Gamer ones.
Yeah, gamer ones. You already know. And so I fucking go up, swing the door. He swings. I legit pull up. He's coming out the door already because he knows the urgency. He fucking tossed them to me. I'm like, mate, thank you. I'll explain later. And then grabbed him, drove back to set, plugged it all in. No worries. Saved my day as a soundy, Max Cavella. What a man.
But man,
What a man. I was like, that kid is an everyday hero.
we like that. Max Cavella just stepping up to the plate. Phone calls bug me.
Same. I never answer him, so I was very happy.
Yeah, I
Especially
love to screen a phone call and then go, what up? And then,
Especially not that early.
yeah, especially that early. It's never good news. If you're getting a phone call at 9:30 in the morning,
Don't answer.
unless someone's passed away, don't call
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
Max
agree.
Cavella,
I'm a big guy. Yeah, I'm also very big on the texting.
yeah,
Immediately after.
yeah. No, I agree. Anyway, so props to Maxi Cavella for just avoiding and completely ignoring
Saved me.
that technique
Yes.
and going with the hero technique instead and just answering the phone and going, you know what? Yeah, I'll go into battle for you, mate. And I'm not even going to mention the fact that you smell like piss. So we're just going to let that go by the by. That's why this week's Everyday Hero is Maxi Cavella. Alrighty, boys, that just about brings us to the end of an episode of the MacPack Podcast, episode 107 of the MacPack Podcast.
Holy shit.
2 years of the MacPack Podcast. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? I can't remember the bloke's name who said it, but Consistency is key.
Yes. Doesn't matter how much the quality is, as long as you keep putting them out. Eventually, you'll get invited to music festivals.
Exactly.
This feels like a speed run compared to the one last week.
Yeah, last week's was good. Last week's some ripping stories.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
This week had none of that. So
Yeah.
hope you've enjoyed.
Hey, I was the one to tell stories this week.
Anyway,
No, it was quality.
so we'll discuss that after the show with you, Riley.
Next week we'll be discussing. Wow, yeah. Next week we'll be discussing seasons. What we're going to be doing at seasons, I would imagine, because we'll only be less than a week out. We should probably start to work out what we're going to do.
What we're gonna do. We can do it on there. We can do it on air. Sort it out.
We actually have the competition running as well, and that'll still be running until the 17th of October. So at time of release, you'll get 3 days to sort of head to our Instagram account, tag your mates, follow the account, and basically go in the running to win. What is it? Some VIP tickets. Yeah, 2 double passes for VIP plus a $100 bar card.
And there's a lot of comments in that one, but if you do want to have 10 entries,
Yep.
chuck it on your story.
Check on your story. Make sure you tag the MacPack Podcast.
Because there's about 300 comments.
Yeah, at the moment. It's
Plus
only
there's
been
like
up for 24
been
hours.
heaps of shares as
A
well.
lot of shares, yeah.
So
Lot of shares.
the odds aren't in your favour, but they're
But
going to
still-
be more in your favour if you start commenting and sharing.
You got to be in it to win it.
100%. So yeah, if you haven't already entered, make sure you do. And if you haven't already shared it to your story, now's probably a good time to do that. Get some value for money.
That's exactly correct.
Get some
Jake.
bang for buck. And we're
Literally,
gonna
it's a
be
free-
at seasons.
Yeah.
Come and say
We
hi.
don't have a ticket, so we'll be at the gate hoping that you let us in.
Yeah, with the VIP. It's basically a free $250. We're basically giving away $500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Retail.
Yeah.
2 different
Dead
people
set.
getting $250 each.
We should just
Like,
sell
yeah,
them.
if
We should
you
just
do
sell
go-
them. So let's pocket it. Fuck the comp.
If you are going, buy us a drink or something.
No, it should be good fun. We're very excited. If you are buying tickets, we've had a few people get in contact and say they're buying tickets so they can come and see us, which is
Very exciting.
that's absolutely lovely to hear.
We'll see you all there.
So yes, if you do see us there, we're not sure exactly what we're going to be doing yet, but there'll be 100% there'll be moments to come over and be part of some form of creativity that we're going to put together, whether it's the podcast itself or whether it's some little ad hoc roving video stuff that we're going to be doing as well.
Fuck yeah.
So just keep your eyes on it. And we're going to have a competition on the day. We'll drop the news for that next Friday, but there'll be a competition at seasons that we'll be having.
Competitions everywhere. Basically Oprah. We're just giving away free shit.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to give away a car, but logistically it just didn't work
I
out.
think that could still work out one day. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, we'll leave it with us.
Yeah.
But yes,
Tesla. Yeah.
we'll drop what the actual in-house seasons competition will be next week.
Mhm.
And then we'll basically give you the deets on what we're going to be doing on the day.
Groovy like a drive-in movie.
Fantastic. Good big couple of weeks ahead.
Yes,
Fucking
yes.
Boys, hope you've enjoyed sitting down and having a big old yarn.
For the last 2 years.
Hopefully everyone at home has enjoyed listening for the last 2 years. And if you haven't listened back, like I dare you, you're welcome to
I
head.
think those first episodes, they got charm.
They got charm. They got some originality.
38.
It really makes
I
you
reckon,
think
I reckon
anyone could do this.
episode 38 onwards. That's where I call it.
That's the
I
prime.
reckon episode 96 onwards.
I reckon last week onwards has been good. But yeah, if you also...
and I don't think we even mentioned it. Luke Jackson coming to Freo.
Yeah!
Welcome
Luke.
home, Jacko.
The King returns to Fremantle, which is very exciting. We've had talks. We're in talks. So he might be coming back on the pod. We might be having
replacing me.
He might be having. Yeah, well, now he's going to be a recurring character. Luke might be our very first
Recurring
two-timer.
guest.
Yeah,
Very cool.
that'd be nice. We'd definitely have
I'd
Luke
love to
on.
see him again.
Yeah, dead set.
Great.
Um,
great bloke.
Well, one more thing I was going to say. Oh, if you're enjoying the podcast, tell your friends. Get them on the pod. We love it. We'll leave it at that. Boys, until we do this time next week, stay safe, stay blessed, and always remember to...
Don't give your mama a hug.
It's ciao for now, but not forever.